Well, hey there, you chosen one, you. Yes, getting shut out sucks already, and then adding the cultural pressure just makes it even worse. Studies show that 40% of older adults initially resist help even when they need it.
I have to read this one, and my mic died, so stick with me on this one. The National Alliance for Caregivers says that 35% of designated family caregivers report being caught between cultural expectations and their loved one's wishes. And I also think this applies to the eldest sibling, especially if this is the eldest daughter. This also includes daughter in laws. And there's another report that says that family caregivers that have to deal with resistance have a 2.5 times higher rate of getting burnout than those who are dealing with a more cooperative care. If you have experienced that before, that totally makes sense. All of that evidence is just to show and say that you're not alone. Me personally, I cared for my husband. I had 2 kids. I'm an only child, so I'll be doing that also for my parents. So, a couple tips to get you started on how to help and maybe integrate yourself more if that's something that you want to do. First, start talking to the family or friends, whoever you're caring for, people around them, about their resistance and how you're handling that emotionally or whatever. Then you want to start off small, like helping with gathering groceries or taking them to maybe the doctor's appointments, but not necessarily attending yet if they're not okay with that. Helping to do yard work, you get it. Then you want to start documenting changes that you're seeing so that if and when the time comes that they need more care, you have already some documents put into place. Are you noticing different walk patterns? Are you noticing different eating patterns? How is their speech? How are they getting around the house? Learning about the ADLs, assisted daily living, how are they handling all those things? This will create evidence for when intervention is needed, as well as helping to communicate with family members about his needs and how they may be able to help too. So, great time to, again, communicate with everybody to help create the care team that you're going to need moving forward. Trust gradually by respecting that they don't want help right now. So that means allowing them to have autonomy, and that also gives you an option to set boundaries too, so you don't feel like you have to do everything for them. If things become a little bit too much, you can get a third party involved, somebody that they trust, maybe like a doctor or another loved one, to help mitigate an understanding of what's going on and what's needed. And again, communication, super important to figuring out both of your guys' boundaries, especially important when safety becomes a concern. So drop a purple heart if this sounds like you. DM me if you have some questions that you don't feel comfortable in the comments. If you need help with the documentation, that's what I love to do. Please check out my website. And thank anybody who is listening that's a caregiver. Thank you so much for your service.